She said it with a smile, sharp, polished, poisonous. "If you don't like living with us, feel free to leave." Her tone lingered like a knife grazing skin. My daughter-in-law, standing in my kitchen, the one I paid for, the one she'd never spent a dime on. They had been living under my roof rent-free for almost a year, and she dared to dismiss me, the owner of this house, as if I were an unwanted guest. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't argue. I just nodded. And then I started packing. Not my clothes, not my things, theirs. I watched her face twist when she realized what I was doing. The confidence drained, replaced by panic. She grabbed her phone, fingers trembling despite her act of composure. 10 minutes later, red and blue lights flashed against my windows. The police at my door. "Ma'am, we got a call saying you might be having a mental breakdown." She stood behind them, her lips curled in mock concern. That was her mistake. She thought I'd break. She thought I'd fold. No. That was the moment I decided I'd burn her world down, brick by brick. The beginning of the end. I remember the first time I met her. My son brought her home, all soft eyes and polite words, acting as though butter wouldn't melt in her mouth. I wanted to believe she was kind, that she loved him. I wanted to believe I was gaining a daughter, not an enemy. For a while she played the part well. She laughed at my stories, offered to help with dishes, called me mom. But masks always slip, and hers started to crack the moment the wedding ring was secure. The small things gave her away. The sideways looks when I offered advice. The whispered conversations I wasn't meant to hear. The way she referred to this house as theirs when speaking to friends, as if I didn't exist. I ignored it at first, for my son's sake. But betrayal, once it starts, always grows. The breaking point. The night she called the police was the final nail. She tried to have me labeled unstable, unfit to live in my own home. My own son stood there, silent, avoiding my eyes. That silence cut deeper than anything. But silence is a gift. It gives you space to plan. They thought they humiliated me. But while they laughed behind closed doors, I began my quiet war. The plan. I started with the house. The title was in my name, free and clear. They had no claim. I visited my lawyer, explained the situation, and arranged paperwork that would change everything. Step 1, I drafted an eviction notice. Legally clean, airtight, undeniable. I didn't deliver it right away. Timing mattered. I wanted her comfortable, smug, unprepared. Step 2, I opened accounts she didn't know existed. I rerouted utilities, insurance, every bill into my control. Slowly, quietly, I made sure their world depended entirely on me. Step 3, I gathered evidence. Her text messages, her social media posts, her late-night calls when she thought I was asleep. She was sloppy. I documented everything. Her insults, her schemes, even the night she joked to her friend about pushing the old woman into assisted living. Step 4, I waited. Patience is sharper than any blade. The execution. The morning of their downfall was almost ordinary. She strutted into the kitchen in her silk robe, poured herself coffee from the machine I bought, and didn't even say good morning. That was when I slid the envelope across the counter. "What's this?" she asked. "Notice to vacate," I said calmly. "You have 30 days." Her laugh was brittle, high-pitched. "You can't do that." "I can, and I have." I watched her skim the letter, the blood draining from her face. She picked up her phone, the same one she used to summon police against me, and dialed my son. Her voice cracked as she told him. He stormed in, demanding explanations. But I was ready. I handed him the second folder, Copies of every cruel message she'd sent about me, every plan she'd made to take over the house, every ugly truth she thought was hidden. His hands shook as he read. You said, he stammered, looking at her. Her mask shattered then. She screamed, cursed, denied, then begged. But the damage was done. The man she manipulated now saw her clearly. The police came again that day, but not for me. I called them myself, politely, and handed over the signed eviction order when she refused to leave. This time, she was the one standing outside with flashing lights reflecting off her tear-streaked face. The payoff. The house is quiet now. My walls no longer echo with her voice, sharp and grating. My son visits alone, humbled, cautious. He asks for forgiveness. I don't give it easily. Some wounds don't close. As for her, last I heard, she's living in a cramped apartment across town, bitterness dripping from every word she posts online. She still tells people I'm crazy. Maybe I am. Crazy enough to outthink her. Crazy enough to survive her. I sit in my kitchen, sipping coffee from the machine she owned.